Welcome back to the channel, guys. Today we're going to take a look at 1990s Sega Genesis, The Immortal. This was a game as a child I adored. I don't know what it was about it. The deaths, very reminiscent of Mortal Kombat style. The kind of three-quarter view from the top, RPG kind of style element of it. I'm not really sure. Maybe it was just the artwork of the Grim Reaper, because, back then with everything was about, evil imagery and stuff like that in video games. But regardless, I loved it. I played the crap out of it. Just loved everything about it. Well, I went back, pulled it up on my Genesis, my Mega SD card. I can't figure out for the life of me what I loved about this game. The death scenes and all that are still neat on it and all that to be as old as it is, but it is infuriating. It's pretty easy to tell where you need to go and really what you need to do. But the instant deaths over and over and over and restarting it, I don't know if it's just I'm older now and I don't have as much available time, or as a child I didn't have that much money, so I just learned to like it and played it anyway because I couldn't afford to go get another game. I don't know what it is, but I am done. The footage I'm going to show you is really just off the first level, and it's just a little bit of the first level. It's not even that deep into the game. There's no spectacular anything to really show you about it because I quit. I gave up on it. It just does not retain my interest. I just cannot for the life of me understand why I liked it so much. That's really kind of the point behind this whole vid. Just kind of going back, revisiting some of these games that you just really thought a lot of at the time and seeing if there's anything still there. This is definitely one of those games where it ain't there. Like I said, the box art, I guess, just sold me because the game itself, the content, it's not all that. Anyway, here it is. Check it out. I think the big sell for me really was this music. I mean, to this day, it sticks in my head. And that cover, or that was just awesome for the time, But as you can see here, just how it gets started, you're just in a basic little room. You just kind of walk out, run into goblins and such, and you've got bodies to search and kind of loot to get. But anyway, these goblins, you have a really weird way of kind of fighting them. I'd forgotten because I hadn't played it in so long, but you're supposed to duck side to side. As you can see, the deaths was huge to a 14-year-old kid playing this game. But you come across another goblin right here, and the whole point of when you fight these dudes, you're supposed to lean left to right and dodge their blows. And sometimes you can do it, sometimes you can't. But you can really go through most of the game without losing much life if you can get it timed right, where you sway back and forth, avoiding their hits. Yeah, you go through the dungeon, of course. You run into different people you can talk to, and, you collect keys from them, get magic spells. Like here, this chest, it's got different spells in it and such you can use to help you along the way to do stuff. I wouldn't say it's very Diablo-like with as far as loot getting or loot stuff goes or anything like that, because it really ain't. Everything in this game kind of serves a purpose. But this little light here, I mean, you end up just wasting all kinds of time trying to figure out what in the world do I do with this, and the thing about the game that's so frustrating is you just don't walk up to it and use an item to see if it works. You have to be in the perfect spot, aiming at it just right in order for anything to work. You'll run across little hay bales laying on the floor that you can sleep on or regain health and such as that. But if you don't walk on them exactly right, then it won't kick into its animation for you to go to sleep and all that stuff. So, I mean, that's really where the frustration with this game lies at. It is a very grainy looking game when you see it on your TV. Even being upscaled through a RetroTink 5X and HD Retrovision cables, all that. I mean, it looks okay, but it definitely is a grainy looking game. It's like it was never really formatted to work. for the Genesis. This originally was, I think, an Amiga game that was ported over. But nevertheless, you can see here, just you got some puzzles on the floor there. If you step on one of those skulls in the wall shoot darts at you. If you get hit once, it's an instant death, which is another thing that's kind of to the reason that it just frustrates the heck out of me. As you can see, I just got lucky here, and they all missed me. But yeah, it probably took me 15 times before that happened. But see, like that spot on the floor there, you'd think it's a hay bale, but it's not. And you can see here, I walk around it and all that, trying to get it to activate to do something, but apparently it's just a dark spot in the floor. Now, I can't remember from years ago playing this if ultimately you come back to that to do something or not. But as you can see, I gave it a good effort to try to figure out what in the world it was. But yeah, moving on. I mean, you've got areas like this. You have to use your spells that cast fire to light that torch over there to see these little shadows that are walking on the floor. These little invisible dudes that can hurt you if you don't see them. So, I mean, it's a very smart little game, you know? I mean, it's creative. I just think it's better suited for a PC environment than I really do on a console. I don't know. It's just a slow pace and just so daggum aggravating. And like I said at the intro of the vid, I don't know if it's because just being older and not really have the time to sit and bury in a game like this and just constantly restarting it and having to go through this each time. Now, granted, with the Mega SD, it is nice being able to have save slots and be able to go back. But see, you can see how I'm creeping around this hay bale here, you know, just trying to get it to trigger. And it never triggered. I don't know if I used it up once before and it won't trigger now or what. But right here, I find that amulet. So I start to use it. So I go in here and I get it. I use it. I hold it up to the light. And that happens. Yeah, well, I mean, what the hell? But anyway, guys, thanks for watching. Like and subscribe.